Have you ever looked at your smartphone after a long day and realized that 3 hours just vanished into thin air? You scrolled through hundreds of short videos, you watched random people doing random things, yet when you lock your screen, you feel more tired than when you started. Your brain feels foggy, your hands feel empty. This is the quiet trap of modern digital life. We consume endless pixels created by others, but we rarely build anything real with our own hands. What if there was a way to break this cycle? What if you could reclaim your free time and transform it into a rewarding craft? A craft that combines basic chemistry, culinary art, and deep relaxation. Welcome to the world of home distilling and custom spirit infusions. Now, before you picture a rusty barrel hidden deep in a swamp, let us clear something up. Modern home distilling is nothing like those old stereotypes. Today, this hobby is a refined, science-based craft practiced by millions of enthusiastic creators around the world. It is about taking simple, natural ingredients like fruit, honey, grain, and spices, and transforming them into rich, delicious beverages that you simply cannot buy in a standard store. Think about the last time you bought a bottle of flavored alcohol at a supermarket. Most commercial drinks are filled with artificial flavorings, synthetic dyes, and excessive amounts of refined sugar. They are produced in massive factories for mass consumption. But when you create your own infusions at home, you are in total control of every single ingredient. You select fresh organic berries. You choose real cinnamon sticks, whole vanilla beans, toasted oak chips, and local raw honey. You are not just making a drink, you are creating a personalized taste experience. For many people, the journey begins with infusions, which is the easiest and most accessible entry point into this hobby. You do not need any expensive machinery or technical equipment to start. All you need is a clean glass jar, a base spirit, and your favorite natural ingredients. Imagine taking fresh raspberries from a summer garden, adding a touch of lemon zest, and letting them rest in a dark cabinet for 2 weeks. Day by day, the liquid changes color. It absorbs the rich oils and natural aromas of the fruit. When you finally strain it into a clear glass bottle, you have crafted a brilliant crimson elixir with an unbelievable natural scent. This simple process provides immediate satisfaction. It satisfies our natural human desire to create something tangible. Instead of staring at a glowing screen, you interact with real textures and real scents. You smell roasted coffee beans, cracked cardamom pods, and fresh mint leaves. You observe how liquids extract flavors over time. It transforms your kitchen into a creative flavor laboratory. As you grow more curious, you quickly discover that the possibilities are virtually endless. You can make smooth herbal liqueurs inspired by traditional European recipes. You can craft fiery pepper infusions that warm you up on cold winter evenings. You can experiment with sweet nut tinctures using toasted walnuts and cacao nibs. Every single bottle becomes a unique experiment, and every experiment teaches you something new about how flavors work together. But why has this particular craft gained so much popularity in recent years? The answer is simple. It connects people in a world that often feels disconnected. When you invite your friends over for a weekend dinner, offering them a mass-produced bottle from a store is ordinary. But pulling out a custom glass bottle with a handwritten label is a completely different story. You pour a small glass for everyone. You share the story of how you picked the berries, how long you aged the blend, and what secret spices you added. Suddenly, your hobby becomes a central topic of warm conversation and shared joy. Once you master basic infusions, a fascinating new horizon opens up before you. This is the art of actual distillation. While infusions rely on soaking ingredients in existing alcohol, distilling allows you to create your own pure spirit base from scratch. This is where basic science turns into genuine artistry. At its core, distillation is a beautifully simple process based on fundamental physics. Different liquids boil at different temperatures. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, while pure alcohol boils at roughly 78 degrees Celsius. By heating a fermented mixture, known as a mash, you cause the alcohol to evaporate first. As this alcohol vapor rises through your equipment, it enters a cooling unit where it condenses back into a clear liquid. What makes this process so deeply engaging is the level of precision and focus it requires from you. Distillation is not something you can rush. It forces you to slow down, observe, and trust your senses. You watch the temperature gauge closely. You listen to the quiet hum of the heat source. You touch the cooling water pipes to monitor the temperature flow. In a fast-paced world where everything happens instantly, this slow and deliberate process acts as a powerful mental reset. As the condensed liquid begins to drip from the condenser, you enter the most crucial phase of the craft. This phase is known as making the cuts. Not all alcohol produced during distillation is good to drink. The very first drops that come out are called the heads. This portion contains light compounds with harsh smells like acetone and ethyl acetate. A responsible craft distiller always separates and discards these initial drops. Next comes the heart of the run, often referred to simply as the hearts. This is the pure, clean, and smooth spirit that you want to keep. It smells fresh and clean, carrying subtle hints of the original ingredients you fermented, whether it was sweet corn, crisp apples, or malted barley. Learning to smell and taste the exact transition point where the harsh heads turn into smooth hearts is a skill that makes you feel like a true master of your craft. Finally, as the alcohol content drops toward the end of the run, you reach the tails. This portion contains heavier fusel oils and bitter compounds. While some distillers collect tails to redistill later, most isolate them from the main batch to preserve ultimate purity. By carefully controlling these cuts, you produce a spirit that is exceptionally smooth. It is far cleaner than cheap commercial products, meaning it causes far less discomfort the next day. The equipment itself has evolved into a work of modern engineering and aesthetic beauty. Today, home distillers can choose between elegant copper pot stills and advanced stainless steel reflux columns. Copper stills are famous for their timeless beauty and functional properties. Copper naturally reacts with sulfur compounds during heating, removing unwanted odors and imparting a smooth, rounded flavor to the final liquid. Stainless steel columns, on the other hand, offer maximum durability and precise temperature control. Sitting next to a shining copper still as it gently produces crystal clear spirit is an intensely satisfying visual experience. You also discover the fascinating universe of fermentation. Before you can distill anything, you must learn to work with living organisms, specifically yeast. You learn how yeast consumes natural sugars from grains, fruits, or honey, transforming them into alcohol and rich aromatic compounds. You begin to understand water chemistry, fermentation temperatures, and sanitization. Each stage of the journey teaches you valuable knowledge about food science and biochemistry that you can apply for the rest of your life. Beyond the technical science and the delicious flavors, this hobby offers something far deeper. It reestablishes a vital connection to authentic human craftsmanship. For thousands of years, humans worked with natural ingredients, aging barrels, and glass vessels. They created signature drinks to celebrate harvests, weddings, and quiet family evenings. By picking up this craft today, you step into a long and honored tradition of self-reliance and creative hospitality. Think about how you spend your typical weekend evening right now. Is it spent staring at a bright screen, mindlessly scrolling through short clips while time slips away unnoticed? Or could it be spent in a warm, fragrant kitchen, watching a vibrant fruit infusion change color in a crystal jar? Imagine carefully designing your own custom paper labels, using calligraphy or vintage stamps to name your personal blends. You seal each bottle with real natural cork and colored sealing wax. You build a private collection on your bookshelf that represents your time, patience, and personal taste. This hobby also completely shifts your perspective on social gatherings. When you host a dinner party or welcome guests into your home, you no longer simply open a store-bought beverage. Instead, you present a handcrafted bottle that tells a story. You explain how you sourced local honey, how long you aged the spirit on charred American oak chips, or how you balanced the notes of cinnamon and vanilla. You watch your friends taste your creation, see their genuine surprise and delight, and hear their heartfelt compliments. That feeling of proud ownership and creative accomplishment cannot be matched by any digital content on Earth. Furthermore, engaging in this craft encourages a healthier and far more mindful lifestyle. When you put days or weeks of effort into creating a single high-quality bottle, you no longer drink carelessly or excessively. You learn to savor every single sip. You focus on analyzing the subtle aromas, tasting the complex flavor layers, and appreciating the smooth finish. The entire experience transforms from mindless consumption into a slow, meaningful sensory appreciation. Getting started is surprisingly easy and requires very little initial investment. You do not need a massive garage or expensive industrial equipment to begin your adventure today. You can start this very weekend by making your first fruit or herb infusion using simple kitchen tools, a glass jar, and a few fresh ingredients from your local market. Once you experience the pure excitement of tasting your very first homemade blend, you will realize how rich and fulfilling offline life can be. So the next time you feel the urge to pick up your smartphone and get lost in mindless scrolling, stop for a second. Ask yourself if you would rather consume another hour of random digital noise or create something real that you can actually hold, share, and enjoy. The world of craft infusions and home distilling is waiting for you. Step away from the screen, awaken your senses, and start creating something amazing today.